Meanwhile, Tunisia's President Kais Saied has extended a state of emergency imposed across the country. The extension that began on Tuesday will carry on until the end of this year, according to the country's official gazette. This is considered one of the longest extensions since the state of emergency was first declared in November 2015, following a bomb attack on a bus carrying presidential guards. The state of emergency grants Tunisian authorities exceptional powers, including carrying out home arrests, burning official meetings, imposing curfews, as well as media monitoring and censorship, all without permission from the judiciary. Mohamed Haddad joins us now live from Tunis. He is a researcher in political science. He joins us for more perspectives on this story. So, Mohamed, yet another extension to the state of emergency there in Tunisia. How potent is the threat of violent extremism in the country?
It is factually difficult to assess the potential attacks, but however, what is clear is that the country has not seen any large-scale operation in recent months or years. We are far from the times where terrorist attacks used to happen frequently. 2015 remains in the Tunisians' memory because the attacks happened in the capital Tunis and in a touristic resort hotel in Sousse. But throughout the decade 2010 to 2020, there has always been a continuous yet variable threat in various locations of the country. The state of emergency is first and foremost a security policy. However, in this special political and economic context that you've been talking about right now, it can also be perceived as a political and economic measure. So, as you know, and as you described it, right now the situation is unstable in Tunisia. And for instance, the second round of the legislative elections took place Sunday. And these elections showed how Kais Saied regime is weak. The elections were based on individuals and not lists. Political parties were not authorized to run as such. And we saw that the lowest turnout since the 2011 revolution. We saw the lowest representation of women in parliament. And it was, in Tunis, it was as if the elections didn't take place. So we can infer from that trust in institutions and confidence in a better future are quite low. So on the economic side now, the inflation is very high and shortages of bread, milk, butter, coffee are common. This is the daily life of Tunisians. And consumers have developed strategies to get what they need, but by paying a higher price. On the macroeconomic level, the situation is tense too. The International Monetary Fund the loan from the IMF seems further than ever. And the credit default swaps, or the insurance that investors buy to limit their loss in case of a default, are the highest in Tunisian recent history.
So, Mohamed, if I may just jump in, having described the situation and painted the picture for us there in Tunisia, how would you say the political situation affects the security situation in the country?
So, we can consider that this extension, if I may link like the extension with the political situation, I assume that the political leadership in Tunisia thought that extending the state of emergency to such a great extent, to such a long period, could be a sign of stability for maybe tourists or maybe investors. But is it really the case? I doubt it, because if it shows something, it shows that there is a need for an additional layer of legal framework, of security measures that could limit the civil society freedoms or the freedom of uprising, of demonstration, etc. These limits come when the President of the Republic, Kais Saied, has already monopolized almost all the powers for more than 2 years. So here we can be surprised and not surprised by this extension, because at the same time, President Kais Saied was democratically elected in 2019 and made a coup d'etat in July 2021, has gathered all the powers by dissolving the parliament, by steadily subjugating the judiciary, and he rules by decrees. But at the same time, it is surprising to see that he needs such an important extension, such important prerogatives, additional prerogatives, in order to, may he think, limit the potential contestation that is coming, or the discontent that the Tunisians are going through due to the economic hardship that I've described.